Hey, good morning. And I'm back again, recording another walk with me. And as I'm just on the home stretch, I'm almost home, or closer to home. I'm on my second walk of this morning. First one with my dogs, and I have one dog that really loves to go, but her legs are too bad, and she can't walk far because her legs hurt, and so she's older now, and she can't walk that far, but she loves to go outside. So I take her to the top of the hill. I walk up to the top of the hill, and then I take her up there, and she just roams. And she just smells things and looks around and plays around, and she becomes curious, and she gets out. And that's kind of us. We find a way. Where there is a will, there's a way. What's often missing is will. We see the way, we know the way, but will is what's missing. And willpower, when it's coming from fear or desperation, is weak will. It's broken, uncommitted, already waiting for the failure, waiting for that breakdown. Whereas God will is a knowing that it may be difficult and hard, and I'll be met with obstacles, but I can do it. I can find will to start a step or a process. So I carry her up and then I carry her back. I let her walk as far as she can, and then I notice she starts to limp, and I support her. And she is dependent on me to a certain degree, and she feels very independent, and she feels like she's alive, and she gets to be a real dog instead of sitting home being told she can't go nowhere, she can't do nothing. And their little spirit is inside of them, so that her soul journey is connected to mine, and through her I found the strength of my legs. Through her I find my will. And my other dog is stubborn and bullheaded and determined, and only going her way, only walking one direction, and that's ahead. And she's not going back home early. She's not giving up. And she gets mad when I leave her behind to do this walk. But ultimately, this walk is too big for her. So she's not equipped for this kind of walk, but she can do a good walk. And so she walks with the other dog, and then sometimes she gets to walk another walk as well. But her will is just she doesn't see that she's limited. She doesn't see she's a small dog. She just knows she has a will, which is powered on faith, which is powered on a knowing and a determination that she knows she can, and that she's going to find a way to do that. Same way with being a guard dog of my yard. There's a cat, and she don't want that cat in her yard, even though she has a cat for an animal sister. She has a sister cat, but she's on guard. So she's small, and down by the fence, she's very little. And the other cat will just look down at her. So what does she do? She stands at the top of the steps on our upper patio, which is 20 steps up. She gets up there and she sits on the edge, and she looks down at the cat. So she appears bigger than what she is. Well, she matches. She aligns what she actually knows she is inside. She knows she's that fierce. She knows she's that determined. She knows she can do it. She knows she can keep that cat down off her patio and off her deck and away from her sister cat. And the sister cat is kind of a little more docile. So she knows up high she can be a force to be reckoned with. When she's down low, she knows she is more exposed for her size, and so her weaknesses really start to show, but she has such a strong will and such a strong determination. Do you see the essence of this story? Do you see what I'm telling you? Do you feel it? Do you know that will? So, sometimes you need support to get to do the things that you need to do to find your way into a more healthier life. And this is one of those things. These walks with me is that. But it also serves me to a certain degree because it also keeps me moving. It gives me a why. As I'm just looking like at a pack of matches, obviously a kid had, that I feel I should take and get rid of because some other kid may say, just found these. And they may just be an opportunity for another kid to pick them up and be curious. So I, as an adult, could have walked past that and left it because I thought, oh, it's dirty, I don't want to touch it. Or I have an opportunity to do the right thing for the right reasons. See how many things are out there? When you start to look at life in a much more wider way, if you expand your ability to see the lessons and the blessings and to see the opportunities, that you start to want to expand upon your own intelligence. And I don't mean your book intelligence. I don't mean go to the library and get another book. It's not what I mean. I mean get out and get out of your head. Get out of the limitations. And to be willing to expand that will, to work that muscle that's in that mind, that what you feed it, so that conscious mind, what you feed the mind. Can't get the garbage can open. Guess I'm not meant to put them in there. What you feed the mind, right? It believes. So if you believe you're too fat to fly, you can never fly, right? If you believe you can't. You never will. And I remember when I went to hairdressing school back many years ago, which I spent 30 years in that career. We had words that were off limits, and can't was one of them. We were never allowed to say we can't. I can't do that. No, I will put an effort into learning. So even though roller sets weren't in, we would have to do roller sets until we got a perfect 10 in them. And then we would have to pull them out until we got a perfect 10. Then we'd have to shake them all up and see how well they stayed in shape to see if it was actually really done well or if we forced it with product. And it was that will and that determination that would keep some of us thriving to get a 10. Others would sit, complain, whine, and say, I don't know why we have to do this bullshit. This is all bullshit, and this is out of style. We'll never use it. I'm still using it, and I'm not using it as a hairstylist. I'm using those tools in what I do now. It's always served me. I don't forget it. I've maintained that wisdom. I've transmuted it into something that can be of service to who I am today because I have a will and determination that I refuse to be limited by that mindset, by that thought, and that there's got to be a way. It may not be as pretty. It may not work the way that it would have before, but if it can work in one way, it can work in another way, in just letting it evolve. And so wherever you are today and wherever you're limiting your thought, think of my little dog, how she got to the top of the hill. And you can be on the bottom of the hill and say, I don't know how I'm going to get to the top of the hill. And you could wait for someone else to get to the top of the hill, so you're envious and you're jealous. Or you can say, yeah, it's never going to happen. And you can sit on the bottom. Or you can figure out that there has to be a way. So you can become innovative. And when you become innovative, you start to want to explore. You become curious of what tools or what opportunities are there for me to find my way. And so as you find your way, and the opportunities will show up to help get you there, and it may be as simple as you may have to ask someone to help you up there. You may need, maybe you can use a bike. Maybe you can use something with wheels. Maybe somebody else can help carry you. Sometimes we need somebody else to carry us for a while until we can carry ourselves. And when you start, come on, get in. And when you can start to carry yourself, then you're able to say to the other one, thank you. Thank you for the helpings. Thank you for supporting. I can do this now. And that is the biggest gratitude that you can actually give to somebody else, is to show that you used what they gave from the bottom of their heart to help you get to where you needed to go. And the reward is watching you now be able to do the things that you need to do. And so when you have a will to do things for the right reasons, or to be there for each other, or to know that you really want to do something, you really want to find a way, is you may have to ask. But the stubbornness and the old way of thinking and the old thought process and that big ass thing called your big ass ego may be standing in your way. And if that's standing in your way, you're always going to be in your way. That the hell that we exist in is the hell that we place ourselves in when we refuse to create a heaven. And that's a truth. And I will talk about that until the day I leave this earth, until the day they're done with me here. And when I return to spirit, I will drop down little sparkles to say, are you ready now to create your heaven? Are you ready? And so breaking through that human will into what we call God will. And that God will is we don't quit, we don't give up, we don't stop believing, we don't stop seeing a beautiful life before a beautiful life comes. But we don't get stuck in the beginning of we can't, and we don't get stuck in the ending that it's not possible, that we're willing to do the work. We're willing to start to feel and sense and become. So today I'm asking of you to really, truly look at how you are stuck behind the will, in the will stories, or beyond the will stories. So where am I, and what am I doing, and what am I contributing to, and what am I limiting myself to? And take a good look. Sometimes it was just like the video that I made, and I said, I've seen the gentleman that was in his little cart, and he found his way around, and he walked his little dog, and his dog, the last time I spoke to him, I didn't see him today, but he said, oh my God, like my little dog was so shy. She was so scared of everybody. And now that they found a way to get out and they walk, and the dog loves to be out with people. The dog loves people. The dog wasn't scared or afraid. The dog had not been able to get what it needs by socializing, so it became fearful. And when he found a way for him to get healthier and happier, the dog became healthier and happier and moved away from the fear, because the dog only knew energy, but the human knew a way. And so that is being able to drop into that higher sense of consciousness to be able to do things that dogs can't do. Dogs will stay in your misery with you. They will stay where you are, but inside they're bursting to get out because they know energy and they know what's possible for us. So today, what is possible for you? What can you do today? Time to start stepping this up. We're in the second series here, and if you were in the private group before and you're still following these, well, you're in series 3. If it still looks like, feels like, senses like right when you started, then that's something that you have to take a good look at and discover, where am I allowing my stubbornness? Where am I allowing the will to stay stuck to keep me in that limited place? Much love. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And let's just take one step, because it's starting to gain clarity. And let's get moving. Much love. Bye-bye.